Hi class, this is step 2 of our research video series, and this is basically how do I research? How do I find information? One of the ways that we can do that is by going to, through the library, we have created these LibGuides, and you can find access to that through folder 3.2, Find and Evaluate Sources. And there's a link right here to the LibGuide. If you want to have a quicker way to do it, you can always go to the FAQ and how do I get access to El Centro Library's resources, and click that. So what it will do, it will send you to this page. And this is specific to this class. And you might have others. If you're in a different English class, or if you take a different English class, you might find that you have other assignments. So this is where you'd find assignments for whatever class that you're in. But we are in the Sprint to Finish class, and so that is the one that we're going to do. So this page will just show you overall how we're going to go about the research process using the databases. And it has our assignment here, and it has more information about how to find information, including how to gain access to the library database using your email address and creating the password and all of those kinds of things. But one of the main things that I want us to look at is these databases over here. This is where we are going to go to find information about whatever is making us upset on campus. So I have included, I've asked the librarian to include several different databases that are focused on education, because I thought there might be some education related ones. There are also, these ERIC is about education, education full text, and education administration abstracts. Those are all the ones that are focused on education. The librarian also recommended that we look at the military and government collection, because she said that there could be some interesting things there as well. The largest database is the Academic Search Complete, and that is not focused on education. It is complete. It has a very broad base of articles that it pulls from. And so if you're not finding what you want from the more education specific ones, I would suggest you go there. Then you can also go to the Texas Reference Center, and that's where you can find information from like the Dallas Morning News if you want something that happened in Dallas, or it could get you information from Texas Monthly, or newspapers from San Antonio or Houston. So that one's focused mostly on newspapers. So I'm just going to go show you how to go through these databases and search for terms. So I did that already in ERIC, and I put in grades do not measure how smart you are. That's the thing that I'm kind of upset about, is grades and how we use grades. And so I found these different articles. And so the way you're going to go about this is, it might seem intimidating at first. So it came up with 6,702 full text holdings. And so I'm like, whoa, how do I even sort through all of this stuff? One way to do that is maybe we don't all go all the way back to 1912. We can change it to, let's say, let's do the past, like 1990 or so. And it'll update that, and it will pull back, we still have 5,226 sources. So there are ways to, there are other ways to pare it down. You can just do reports, you can just do academic journals, you can do education reports, dissertations. So if you wanted to, it includes all of these right now, but if you just wanted one of those kinds of texts, then you could do that as well. The other good thing is to just, you might go through to advanced search and redefine your search terms, and maybe you can pull up different things. And the other thing is to search this same exact set of words in the different databases and see what you get. Sometimes you'll get the same results and sometimes you won't. So, for example, in this ERIC database, we've gotten some uh, very educational focused ones, but say when I go to Academic Search Complete, it looks like I have a very different set of articles to look at from. So that's something to consider. Same for when I go to the Education Full Text, I have a very different set. And I'm having similar results in some of these other education ones. So if you're not able to find something in one database, then you might find something in a different one. I'm now focusing on the Education Full Text database and seeing what comes up there. And the very first thing that comes up seems to look good for me. Because I look at the case against grades, it's relatively recent, 2011. Looks like it could be good. And then, let's see here, do honor students have more potential for excellence in their professional lives? Could grades be counterproductive? That one looks good. It's from 2017. So I'm just looking for articles that I think might be helpful to me. I'm not going to read them all just yet, but I might want to save them. And so it looks like here I can download the full text of the PDF. So this looks like it might be a good article to me just from the very, very minimal thing I have found. So I might definitely want to save this, or I can email it to myself, which is something that I would recommend that you do. There's also ways to like sign in and create a folder here, but I think just emailing it to yourself is probably the best bet. And once I decide this is an article that I think will be really helpful to me, I do actually need to read it. Or I can skim over it first to see if it actually is what I think it is, and then read it more closely once I decide, yes, this is going to be very useful and persuasive to my audience. I can definitely find maybe some quotes or maybe find something to paraphrase from here. The other thing you can do is if you're not finding anything, you can always go to advanced search, and we could put grades and measuring, or we could put college if it's coming with a lot of elementary school things. You can always do something like that here. So that's basically how you go about researching something and finding the material for it.